veil. Long day at work, yo. I can finally go back to building Gunpla. I should turn on a few lights. Oh my god. I don't get paid enough for this ball. Ugh. If you were with me yesterday, we finished the right leg. Now we are doing the left leg. Let's... yeah, well, let's begin. Oh no, where are my tools? Oh, they're right here. Nippers, knife. I think that's all I'm gonna need for now. Let's take out the things for my stickers. Put this over here, out of the way. My mic is, yes, my mic is on. It is working. Wonder what Markel's doing. Oh, why is the stream not working on my phone? Let's call Markel just because I'm bored as hell. I haven't heard from him for a few days now. Gotta check to make sure he's alive. D17 and D18. He didn't answer.
Please?
He might sincerely be dead. I hope not. He's like, without him, I got nothing and no one. I need my Markeel. Wait, let's see. Hmm. Oh, I think that's actually as far as it's gonna go. I take it back. Went in a little deeper. Giggity. Come on. 90 degrees. There it is. D11. Right here. Don't lose anything. Don't drop anything. I cannot hold an audience to save my life, but that's a-okay. I don't need any of you. Oh God, I'm so alone. Yes, pity me. Pity me. F, I think C was up here. No, this is E. Where the hell did I put C? This is G. A. Oh, C are these really dark pieces. C. 44 and 42. Here's 44 and here's 42. That went flying. Fingers crossed I didn't screw that up. Don't think I did. Alright, D19 and D20. Here's 19 and 20 is lying next to it. I don't know. Oh god. I don't know if it's these nippers that suck or just my skill, but sometimes they do not want to come off. Probably should have gone with the slightly more expensive ones, the God Hand. I've heard good stuff about the God Hand. Alright, where am I now? Now I'm down here. Finish this, now I'm down here. D25. And G2, which is the yellow one. G20. Oh god, I really don't want to lose anything. Okay, let's see. Perfect. Also perfect. Perfect. Now I need D22 and D26. Here's 26, here's 35, here's 22. How did this go again? Oh no. Fingers crossed I'm not screwing this up, people. D26. I wonder if I'll get in trouble by the YouTube gods if I put like Gundam lore. Sure, screw it. Hopefully I don't get in trouble with the YouTube
before we get started
gods.
with today's video, I need to confess something.
Oh,
This
no.
series, Iron-Blooded Orphans,
He's a
hit me
pervert.
at the exact right time. With that said, there might be some flaws in the story that I miss, or my bias blinders are going to be on very tightly. And hopefully you won't hold it against me. As if the dozens of gunpla I have put together weren't evidence enough,
I hated
I'm a
Iron-Blooded
massive
Orphans.
fan of Mobile Suit Gundam as a franchise.
It was crap.
In fact, as time has gone on, I find myself thinking that it has overtaken Star Wars as my favorite science fiction franchise. Trust me, that is not easy to do. However, I find myself in a silly position, because it took forever to finally finish one of the most popular series within the franchise, Iron-Blooded Orphans. In fact, it took me almost a year to go from Season 1 to Season 2, mostly because I had heard that the second season was a nightmare. It turned out that wasn't so much the case. In fact, I felt very differently about it. For those who don't know anything about Iron-Blooded Orphans, and maybe you've seen other Gundam series, it takes place in a timeline called the post-disaster timeline. It's a very low-tech feeling universe, where instead of using beam weapons galore, you instead find that the mobile suits are using bullet weapons and blades or blunt melee weapons. In a lot of ways, it feels like taking the Armored Core games and Armored Trooper Votons as your main inspirations, and putting Gundam on it as the sort of frosting.
Yeah, if it's over here.
That probably sounds like a very odd cake, but I found it delicious. What you end up getting as a Gundam series is very gruesome and very dark, with themes of child slavery, child soldiers, and military fascism being prevalent without any sort of strong opposition. The main bad guys, Gallerhorn, are basically in control of just about everything. Unlike Oz and the Romefeller Foundation in Gundam Wing, or like Zeon in the original Gundam, there isn't really a massive military or an X-factor that can be used to bring them down entirely. Tekkadan, the group that houses our protagonists, doesn't really have the advanced technology of Operation Meteor, or the sheer numbers and resources of the Earth Federation.
They had it coming.
They're true underdogs, who come from nothing and largely make it on determination and the back of an incredibly strong Gundam called Barbatos. Well, a Gundam that's really strong for its time period. So it has thematic differences to a Gundam like Moon Zero or the Burning/God Gundam from G Gundam, in the sense that it's a demon, as opposed to an angelic or godlike figure. You're not going to find it distorting gravity while it charges up a Sekiha Tekyoken, or blowing open an entire colony with its beam rifle, mostly because it doesn't use beam weapons at all. Iron-Blooded Orphans is trying to tell a story that isn't as grand in scale, and its lead Gundam reflects that. Not to mention, the Barbatos has its own Faustian meta-narrative that works very well for the setting, but I wish it had been touched on a little bit more, especially considering its pilot was more than willing to make the necessary sacrifices that would allow him to gain more power.
The man was a psychopath.
I'm trying not to spoil anything, but it's rather difficult not to. In fact, I think it's about time we get to the main statement of this
That
particular
kid
video,
was a
why I've titled it the
psychopath.
way that I have. I call this video an idiot plot that works, because there is an element of iron-blooded orphans that fascinates me. There is a type of trope that exists in creative writing called the idiot plot. An idiot plot is a plot that only exists because of someone's stupidity. More often than not, in an idiot
story
plot,
of my life
it is
right there.
established within a story that a particular character is competent enough not to make a certain stupid mistake, but then
Not
the
in
plot
Gundam.
dictates that it has to move forward, so that particular character has an out-of-character moment. Iron-Blooded Orphans is an idiot plot that establishes very early on how much of an idiot the character in question is. Do you see this picture? Well, look at your screen so you see this picture. This is Orga.
He's
Orga
an
has
idiot.
weird hair and is the leader of Tekkaden, one of the two main characters alongside Mikazuki, who is the Gundam Barbatos pilot. Now, the story follows Mikazuki for a good chunk of it, but Orga, in my opinion, is the actual lead character. If I were to describe the character, he has a ton of loyalty, a ton of heart, and a ton of determination. He's the kind of guy that you'd love to have at your barbecue, and as a friend in general, because he would never do anything to do you wrong, willingly.
He might get you
Unwillingly,
killed.
however, is a different story because Orga is not that smart.
Oh, yeah.
He
he's
gives
an idiot.
many grandiose speeches about the things that need to be done, and is more than willing to lay his life down for his comrades, but constantly makes mistakes that put them in danger in the first place. As such, Orga, at his core, is a good human being, but a total moron. In the first
What
season
is
of
it?
Iron
What's
Blooded
that old
Orphans,
saying?
the plot
What's that old saying? The path to hell's bay is like coated in good intentions. That's a good saying. That's what Orga is. He's a guy with good intentions leading everyone to hell.
follows a pretty standard Gundam fare, in the sense that it's about beating the bad guys and making something good happen to improve lives for those involved. In this case, it's enabling changes that will make life easier for workers and normal people that have been basically
fuck
stomped
those
on by
guys.
Gallarhorn. As such, the
give
protagonist
them
group of
communist
Tekkaden
leanings.
are big heroes that finally carve out a place for themselves as a PMC and install a politician who can help the character that they're defending invoke the changes that they would like to see in the world. Okay, time for a quick warning. Everything I am about to say from here on in is a spoiler. So if you want to get
And
past the spoilery
depressing
parts,
as fuck.
avoid any time that I have the word spoiler down in the lower left-hand corner. Now, let's continue. Unfortunately, along the way of this great thing that they do, they lose a member of the group that serves as the smartest person within the organization, named Biscuit. Biscuit's my favorite character in IBO, by the way. Mostly because he really is the smartest person in the room. He's someone who understands the weight of the decisions that need to be made. He's someone that Tekkaden very much needs going forward. And because of the fact that he is the older brother of two sisters, he understands that his decisions have a lot of weight to them in ways that someone like Orga or Mikazuki really wouldn't understand. His death near the end of Season 1 is one that shows that the group will have a steep decline because afterwards, they just stop thinking. All sense of honor or brains go out the window, and it's time for them to just fucking kill people. And they do exactly that. And it works. And then they win. When the second
When they
season comes
really
around,
shouldn't.
we see a plot that strays away from your standard war story and becomes more of a Yakuza story or a Mafia story or some other crime drama, with also elements of a military drama placed in there as well. This is sort of where a lot of people I have talked to tuned out from what I've heard from them, and I can understand why. There's a lot of schemes and scams that go on, and as such, the heavy combat that drove the first season just isn't there sometimes, when it really needs it to really pick up the pace. As such, it's a very slow burn. At the same time, I really enjoyed the themes that existed. I really liked the dialogue because the English dub on this one's pretty good. And a lot of it was there to step on certain tropes with an absolute ferocity. You see, because Orga is not a smart person, he makes a deal with the Char clone of the series whose name is McGillis. He does this because McGillis gives him the idea that he could become the ruler of Mars. Admittedly, given that Tekkaden is trying to make a life better for people on Mars, this would give them an opportunity to do so on a much bigger scale than they already are doing. They've already helped to start schools and such for orphans that would basically keep them out of being slaves, which is incredibly, incredibly noble of them. Like I said, these are not bad people, just not smart people. Still, the fact that they were willing to get into business with someone from the very organization they fought in the first season would have been a red flag if Orga wasn't an idiot. At the same time, I'm glad that Orga is an idiot, because there's a lesson to the second season of Iron-Blooded Orphans. The plans that McGillis and Orga have are harebrained and idiotic, and never call into question whether or not the opposing faction is just going to say, fuck you, we're not going to do what you want, we're going to do what we want because we have bigger guns and more numbers, and those numbers also have those bigger guns. By the way, that is literally the response of Gallarhorn when McGillis tries to take over. There's a legend that the Gundam that he pilots, called Bale, is only able to be piloted by someone who is destined to lead Gallarhorn. And Gallarhorn sees him get into this Gundam, sees him pilot it, sees it respond to him, basically meaning that by their own legends, he should be the leader, and they simply say they either don't care and they're going to ignore the fact that he has the damn thing, or that they don't care and they're just going to fucking kill him because they have those aforementioned bigger guns and aforementioned bigger numbers. McGillis, also being stupid, seems to not realize that that was an option, and both he and Tekkaden get fucking monkey-stomped into the ground in the series finale. Here's the funny thing. I think this is brilliant. First, change does come around afterwards, because this war that McGillis starts, but a lot of people who didn't have to die end up dying. Second, it destroys a couple of tropes within the mecha genre that honestly I have seen some people in my own life adopt and are too fucking stupid to realize that they need to actually have a goddamn brain. The fact of the matter is that guts and determination are not enough to get you through every problem. Charging in head first with your heart on your sleeve can get you through some hard times, but other times you can end up running straight into a goddamn minefield. And that's exactly what happens here. Iron-Blooded Orphans, in a sense, is the anti-Gurren Lagann. And I love that it is, because I fucking hate Gurren Lagann! It's sobering, and it's gutsy in its execution, making the viewer realize that sometimes the best-laid plans explode, when the person laying those plans has no fucking clue what he's doing, or assumes that everybody else is going to play the same game he's playing. As such, I think Iron-Blooded Orphans is this kind of story that justifies having idiotic characters, because it acts as a narrative on idiocy itself. It works to remind people that sometimes life doesn't turn out perfect just because you have a couple of good traits, if you don't have the ones that matter in that moment. As it stands, I ended up liking this a lot more than other people I know. So, yeah, big time recommendation from me, to say the least. So as we bring this to a close, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button.
Oh wow, it was only 11 minutes. Thought it would be a lot longer. And he is not wrong. Orga's a fucking idiot. Gets everyone killed. But such a good show. F215, F214. F is over here. Let's see, what else here?
Alright, folks. So, for those who are just now tuning in,
Man, this guy ugly as fuck. But then again, I ain't that handsome either, so I ain't
not
gonna
alone.
throw shit.
I have some friends of mine from Grade 5 with me. So, Optimus, say hi. Or don't.
I did. Hi.
Oh,
sorry.
There we go. And then we also have Xavier as well.
Who says hi too early?
Yeah. I was actually going to make a joke of it and say, Xavier, say konnichiwa, or something like that.
Nah, don't feel like watching that one.
What is up, Space Noids, Earth Noids, and everything in between? I am just a simple new type and we are back at it,
I'm a
cruising through
new type.
Universal
You
Century's
just wanna be
one-year
new
war
type.
as things start to pop off. In our last two videos, we went over Operation British and the Battle of Loon. These two devastating events caused a massive blow to both forces.
What would I be?
and cost
I
the
don't think I'd
lives
be lucky
of
enough to be a new type. I'd probably be a
billions.
cyber new type, honestly.
Degwin Soto Zabi of the infamous Zabi family took control of Daikun's ideals and crafted it into his own fortified military state. Daikun expressed the ideals of Contolism, the idea that all mankind should leave Earth and let it evolve naturally. An Earth
I'm actually in agreement with that.
Even though the Zabi family built itself on the ideas preached by Daikun, those ideas, if they ever existed at all, certainly no longer exist. If you drop something with 3 times the force of a nuclear weapon onto Earth, it is safe to say that Xeon can no longer run on a platform of Contolism anymore. That doesn't seem to matter at this point, however, as the Zabi family and Xeon are synonymous. All the while, Casval Rim Daikun,
Oh god.
disguised as Shar, makes his way up in the ranks of Xeon forces. He may
Shar
be the only one that
Aznavour,
knows
the most
and cares
misunderstood hero
about the fact
the
that
world
the Zabi
needed.
family built its platform off of his father's ideas only to use it for their own gains. Shar plots his comeback. It's coming. After the
I'm
Battle of
coming.
Loon, Char is promoted to Lieutenant Commander for his stunning performance in battle. After the Dawn Rebellion, a coup led by
I'm coming
Gundam
so
and Shar,
hard.
Dozel Zabi took kindly to Shar. Check out our Dawn Rebellion video for more info on that coup. He took kindly to him, so much so that he gifted Shar his Musai-class ship, the Falber, in order to carry out a mission to find and destroy Operation V's headquarters. What is Operation V, or Operation Victory?
Is that what the V
Product
stood for?
of bureaucratic
Boring.
laziness. You see, Federation engineers
What was
pushed
E2?
for advancement
Use E2.
in mobile suit technology.
32.
Because
E2,
the Feddy's
32,
tactic was
right
big
here in
ships,
front of
big
me. I
guns,
love
big
it.
everything. Earth initially dismissed the need for not only mobile suits, but aircraft carrier class ships in general. Of course, the Battle of Loon and Operation British swiftly made Earth Federation change their opinion. The colony drop occurred because the Zaku's simply outperformed their battleships. Furthermore, the Minovsky particle made radar technologies useless. You couple this with the fact that the Antarctic Treaty was signed disallowing any use of weapons of mass destruction, and it seemed like a necessity for Earth Federation to invest time and energy into mobile suit technologies. This is where Project V begins. We are now in
Oof,
April
I'm gonna end up cutting my finger open.
During the One-Year War, Operation
I know
V
that's
is
what
led
you
by
sick
Chief
fucks
Engineer
come
Ken
here
Ray,
for.
father of Amuro Ray. Part of Operation V, 3 prototypes were to be made: the RX-75 gun tank, the RX-77 gun cannon, and the RX-78 Gundam. The RX-75 gun tank was more tank than mobile suit. Although its top half has mobility, it still runs on treads. Its initial design had the gun tank as a 2-man team with a gunner, but was later changed to be operated by a single pilot.
Nope, 2.
I imagine this is to
It's down
accommodate for the
here.
core block system, which we will talk about in a second.
Perfect.
The RX-77 gun cannon is a mid-range mobile suit.
E231.
Both
E2,
the gun tank and the gun cannon use shell-firing cannons. They
E230.
seemed more reliable and most likely cheaper at the time than beam
It was
rifle
30 and
technology.
31? Yes,
Unlike
E230
the gun
and
tank,
31,
however,
they're both right
the
here.
gun cannon was able to carry a beam rifle and had Vulcan cannons and can throw things like grenades, with hands. Unlike the other Operation V weapons, the gun cannon wasn't
Oh,
meant
God.
for mass production, as it seemed to be a stepping stone for the mass-produced GM unit.
The GM units of
Finally,
God tier.
the RX-78.
GM stands for God mode.
Deciding to forego the brittle titanium, the Gundam main alloy is Luna titanium, also known as Gundarium. This metal is not only lightweight, but stronger than titanium. The RX-78 can also take on the full force of Zaku 2's 90mm shells and 120mm shells. Later, Char's Zaku will play with the Gundam using melee attacks, and note how impressive that this mobile suit is able to take such a beating. What made the Gundam such a fierce weapon was the Boa XBR M07G beam rifle. This beam rifle is a miniaturized beam cannon found on battleships and is capable of an output of 1.9 megawatts. It also uses charged Minovsky particles as ammo. This beam rifle is capable of taking out a Zaku with a single shot and can shoot up to 15 shots on one charge. A skilled pilot can dominate the battlefield with this unit.
Pilot.
The gun tank, gun cannon,
God, I miss
and
Gundam
Gundam
Evolution.
all had one primary engineering feature in common. At the core of each mobile suit is the core block system. Think of the core block system as your base module to your mobile suit. Sometimes weapons would be created around the core block system, while other times it is used more as a key
Getting
to a
done,
primary
people.
unit.
Get her done.
All three of Operation V's core block systems were equipped with the FF-X7
now I need
core
that.
fighter. This fighter has weak
Me
Vulcan
too.
cannons, an anti-ship missile,
This is
and 2 air-to-air missiles. The original design for the core block system was
God,
essentially a
there it
fancy
is,
self-eject mechanism,
E234.
but soon changed into a multi-purpose core unit. If you've played Gundam Evolution, Guntank's core block system can be used as a special
Gundam
self-destruct
Evolution.
weapon. Operation V brought
That
many
was such a good game.
RX-87 Gundam
Could have been so
was
much better.
responsible for turning
Too
the
bad they
tides
didn't
of
listen to
war.
their freaking fans.
Like Earth Federation, so too did Zeon fall to bureaucratic pride. Due to the success of Zaku 2's in Operation British and the Battle of Loon, Zeon was riding quite high on their military prowess. Zeon spies got wind of Operation V from the Earth forces, but didn't show any concern, as according to them, their Zakus are the best, and the data shows it. Interestingly, it was Dozel Zabi that was the most paranoid about Operation V. This is where Char's
F211.
mission of finding Operation V's home base comes into play. While Char is on his mission, Zeon forms an Earth attack force and assigns Garma Zabi as its commander. During this time,
Jesus.
most of Europe, Asia, Africa, and North America were under Zeon control. This happens in February, after the Battle of Loon. It isn't until April that Operation V starts development. Meanwhile, the Principality continues to use Africa to build up its military land power. In September, White Base makes its way towards Side 7 to pick up the 3 mobile suits of Operation V. White Base is a Pegasus-class ship and a first of its kind. No more is the Federation in the mindset, big guns. They are now creating landing assault ships with the ability to carry mobile suits, mobile armors, and much more. This is vital post
Did the Earth
Antarctic Treaty,
Federation ever
as
create a
they
mobile
had to
armor?
rely on short-ranged, high-mobility weapons. Tim Ray, Amado Ray's father, is on board, hoping to finish Operation V and bring an end to the war. Also
I
on
thought
board
mobile
with White
armors
Base
was more a
is
Zeon
young
thing.
Vincent Bright Noah and Captain Paolo Cassius. Paolo Cassius is the captain of White Base. While White Base is docked, Char executes his plan to infiltrate. 3 Zeon pilots go into the colony and attempt to find Operation V weapons. While scouting the area, Zeon locates mobile suits being transported. They are commanded to hold steady, while one Zaku pilot named Jean decides to fire on the base, holding the units.
One Zaku pilot named
During
Gene
this
was
time,
like,
the citizens of Side 7
Jenkins.
make their way to evacuation areas. One of these people is our hero, Amado Ray. He and Frau Bo and Haro escape via car. Amado eventually runs into his father
Hey,
Tim,
Dana.
but is more concerned about getting the Gundam onto White Base than he is of his son. He tells Amado to find White Base to evacuate. An explosion causes an instruction manual to Operation V to drop out close to Amado. He picks it up and notices that it is for the special mobile suit Gundam. He continues to the evacuation point. Missiles strike a crowded area. Frau's mother is killed in the disaster, and she is devastated. Amuro has had enough and decides to take action.
Amuro has had enough of her crap and decides to slap the shit out of her.
With one big flat.
I'm mad that he doesn't mention
this
that.
must be where the special mobile
Amuro
suit is.
slaps the shit out of
Amuro
her.
removes the tarp and opens the cockpit. Using the manual he found earlier, he makes the mobile suit stand. For the first time during the 1 year war, the Federation now has a new mobile suit to help in their battles. But will Amuro continue to pilot the Gundam? Yes, of course. And that'll do it for this video. I hope this video helps you understand Operation V, the most important operation of the 1 year war for the Feddies. In the future, we will follow Amuro, Whitebase, and Char as they continue their battles in the 1 year war. We eventually want to cover AD of Gundam 00 and After Colony of Gundam Wing. Eventually. But that's it for today. Don't go dropping any colonies out there. The Antarctic Treaty is in effect. Not that that's going to stop most of you.
Yeah, that's cute. Poor guy's trying so
What
hard.
is up, Earthnoids, Spacenoids, and everything in between? I am just a simple new type, and we are going 3 times normal speed through the 1 year war. So I wanted to go over Turn A Gundam
It's about the
in the
same.
correct century, but I feel like I could cover this entire series in one long video, so keep your eyes out for that one. Today we are covering important vessels throughout the 1 year war, specifically in Mobile Suit Gundam, as well as their respective pilots and captains. Since we covered Amuro finding and piloting the RX-78 mobile suit, I feel it is important to cover all the players on the chessboard during the 1 year war. This is composed of various battleships and mobile suits for both Zeon and Earth forces. So let's dive into the pieces that played a role during the 1 year war. Up until the Battle of
Oh,
Loon
wow, that made it go
and
in so
Operation
much
British,
deeper.
battleships
Giggity.
were the primary weapon of war. It wasn't until the creation of the mass-produced Zaku
Don't think it's
that the
noticeable, I
mobile
hope.
suit arm race began. The first Earth battleship is, of course, the Magellan-class ship. The
Now I have
Magellan
to do the
class
back
is a
part right
large,
here.
heavily armed ship and is primarily
let's see.
intended to act as a fleet
D-33.
flagship. It is equipped with 7 gun turrets, which were originally solid metal shell cannons, but later replaced with megaparticle cannons during the first modernization operation. It also has vertical launching systems, or VLS, for launching missiles and other weapons. The Magellan class is a powerful ship, but it is
Your mom's
also
a
slow
powerful
and
ship.
vulnerable to mobile suits. This was demonstrated in the 1 year war, when several Magellan-class ships were destroyed by Zeon mobile suits. Despite its flaws, the Magellan-class remains an important ship in Earth Federation's fleet. It is a symbol of the Federation's military
This
power,
wasn't connected to
and
anything.
its presence can be a powerful deterrent to Zeon forces. Here are some notable Magellan-class ships.
F2,
The Ananke
F213.
was General Revel's Magellan-class ship that was eventually sunk by the Black Tri-Stars and captured the commander.
F213.
The Nereid was second in command, General Cunningham's ship. The Nereid went down in flames, helping Earth forces flee during the Battle of Loon. The
E229.
Titan was the Tiamen fleet's flagship. It was eventually destroyed by Big Zam during the Battle of Jaburo. And General Revel's second Magellan-class ship,
Yeah,
the
here it
Phoebe,
is.
was destroyed by the Solar Ray during the Battle of El Baku.
Not even gonna lie, I
In
was
a
freaking
later
out there for a
series,
second.
We
Thought
will
I
see
lost it.
upgraded versions of the ship, such as the Magellan Kai. The Salamis-class ship is a medium-sized cruiser and is primarily intended to act as fleet support ships. It is equipped with 6 megaparticle cannons, which can be used for both anti-ship and anti-mobile suit combat. It also has a number of missile launchers and machine guns for defense. However, the Salamis class is also relatively light armed and is vulnerable to mobile suits. This was demonstrated in the 1-year war when several Salamis class ships were destroyed by Xeon mobile suits. The Columbus class is a large armed ship and is primarily intended to act as support ships for other vessels. It is equipped with huge cargo bays on both sides, which can carry a large amount of supplies. When resupplying, the sides of the hull are deployed and supplies are brought in by connecting the ships to the resupply vessel via tubes. And finally, the Pegasus class ship. This is a new landing assault battleship that was created during Operation V. We discussed this in detail in our Operation video, but this ship was the first Minovsky-powered battleship. Of the Pegasus class ships, the most notable is the SCV-70 White Base. The ship's commanders are Paolo Cassius and later Noah
Not
Bright.
called Black Base.
At 19 years old,
White Base is
a young Noah
superior.
Bright is flung into a commanding position as Captain Cassius is killed in action during the assault on
Was he
side
killed?
7.
Oh wow, I thought he was only hurt. I honestly
And
don't
let's
remember.
not
I gotta
forget about
rewatch the first
Gunpei.
season.
It's just a transport vehicle, but an important one, as this was the vehicle that would rendezvous with RX-78 to quickly resupply or attach new parts to its core block system. On the Xeon side, their flagship is the Guazin class ship, which is a series of large warships used by the Principality of Xeon. The bridge is located at the front of the ship, providing a commanding view of the battlefield. The primary armament of the Guazin class is its main cannon.
Oh my god,
the
scared the hell out of me.
mega particle cannon mounted at the bow, capable of devastating enemy targets. The Musai class ship is a light cruiser and was the first battleship to transport mobile suits. This twin thermonuclear engine ship that can carry 4 mobile suits and has the ability to dock directly with Papua class ships. Musai class ships are equipped with twin megaparticle cannons, which takes a few minutes to fire. Other firepower includes large and small missile launchers. Usually a Musai class ship would come in and launch its mobile suits for short-ranged assaults. Then it would come in with big guns. Similar to Earth Federation, this battleship also lacked anti-aircraft and anti-mobile defense suit systems, which wasn't a problem for Xeon until Operation V. Notable Musai-class ships are Shars, Valmail, and Dozel Zabi's Valkyrie. Also in Xeon's arsenal is Papua-class ships. This mainly served as support vessels.
I had no idea it was called Operation V. Got a text. I got 0 friends. Leave Chewie alone, Athena. Dumb dog. Nessia. God, I'm gonna have huge back problems if I don't get better posture when doing this shit. Athena, leave the goddamn cat alone. Hold on. Oh yeah, Chewie, I'll open the window for you. Sorry about that, but I'm back. Back again. Shady's back. Fuck a friend. Just slide in there, damn you. And this one goes all up in here. Bada bing, bada boom. This goes right here. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And this goes right here. Perfection. D35. It's only been an hour. Feels like it's been so much longer than that. D35, and what else am I doing? Oh my god, I'm drawing a blank. Oh, E2. E2 21. Perfect. How did this go again? The thing went under? Yeah. Perfect. Perfect. Well, assuming it went in. Alright, perfect. Left leg complete. And I can kind of see where I'm going to do the panel lines too. This is going to take a lot of panel lines. Oh no, oh, I thought if something popped off. And let's clean up a little. I should probably just vacuum this shit, honestly. Ugh. Now it's the waste unit. Doesn't look too bad. The chest unit looks like it has. Oh, chest unit actually has stickers. Good to know. Is the waist unit gonna need stickers? I don't see anything that says it's gonna need stickers. A waist unit I don't think is gonna need stickers. Awesome possum. Did my stream crash? Yeah, let's go ahead and end it. No one's watching this shit anyway. Peace out, world.